Hello Virgo, welcome to your weekly tarot love reading. I'm the Tarot Muse and I'm here to give you the update on what's going down for you regarding love. As you can see, I've spread all of the cards out on the table. This allows me to spend a bit of time with going in a little bit deeper so that we really get to the root of the matter. So let's get started. In the present moment, I have the Ace of Swords, which is changing your perspective around something, and it's crossed by the Nine of Hearts, the Nine of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment. So ordinarily you would think that's quite a good thing. You have emotional fulfillment crossing a change of perspective. So I asked the question, what is this perspective that is needing to be changed? What is this outlook, this mental perception of something that is needing changed? And what I get here is the Four of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Devil card. And this tells me that it's about starting to let go of an emotional situation with someone that is unhealthy. There's a bondage element to this. There's an addiction element to it for you. Now, the King of Cups is one of the water signs, a Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancerian. And the Nine of Cups that's crossing this Ace of Swords, I ask, what is this about? What is this emotional fulfillment? And it's the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. So what this is telling me is that things are changing around this abundance situation, and it's starting to keep you trapped and suffocated in a not so healthy way. So we've got two cards here that are talking about bondage, addiction, and being bound by something, being literally tied up by something. It's a self-imposed situation that you're putting yourself in. So I ask a little bit more, and I try and dive a little bit deeper to get to the root of the matter. And I ask, what is conscious for Virgo in this moment? And I've got the High Priestess, the Fool, the Ten of Wands, and the Death card. So intuitively you know that you're needing to let this go because it's a burden which is stopping you from creating a new beginning for yourself. It's stopping you from allowing you to move forward. And what is happening on an unconscious level that you're not yet aware of, but is slowly going to come into your awareness as perhaps over the next week, is this crash and burn that's going to happen around this relationship, this love relationship, that will allow for a new level of independence for yourself. It will also allow you to come back to you, to access your power, and to access your vibrancy and your individuality again, because right now you're still bound by this relationship, and inevitably it's going to come tumbling down. So in the past, what I'm seeing here is the Page of Cups, Magician, Seven of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. So it's this love opportunity that you manifested, that you brought into your life, that you created, that had all these possibilities. I feel that you offered something to this relationship. Perhaps you offered to support them, or perhaps you offered to. It was something that you offered in the relationship to this person, which you didn't entirely think through. It was an impulsive move, and so it basically pulled you into the relationship, but it didn't have lasting potential. So in the future, what I see is the Queen of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. So there's a detachment that's going to happen for you, and you're going to be giving a lot of thought to what it was about the relationship that you didn't trust. So often it's only in hindsight, once something has passed, that we're able to look deeper and see all the red flags that we were weren't willing to acknowledge once we were in it. And so this can only come to you fully further down the line. And by further down the line, this is what is potentially going to be happening over the next week. So I ask where you're at right now, and you're still in the relationship. You're still in the union of the relationship. Although there is some kind of detachment that's starting to happen around the passion, and it's causing you to start looking outwards. It's causing you to start considering other options with regards to the relationship. So something is starting to brew up. Something's not right. And I think the first sign, one of the first signs of a relationship not working, is when the passion starts to wane. So for you, like I said, there's some kind of detachment happening from the passion with regards to the connection. It could be a marriage, because I've got the marriage card over here. So your focus is on it, but it's observing. It's observing what's going on with it and starting to question it. So for the other person, I have the Emperor card, the Six of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. So that shows me that they're starting to take charge of just the nostalgia around creating consistent grounding for themselves financially, and the flow of that money coming in. And so for them, this may be a more financial focus, not just financial, but with regards to their career. How can they bring themselves back to their own independence? And perhaps this is their focus right now. So they're considering it, and there's some kind of longing for it. Perhaps, because we've all been in lockdown, things are not as abundant now as what they were, say, 6 months ago, or maybe a year ago. And for them, what I'm seeing is there's this longing to get back to that state, to feel grounded again with regards to their finances. So I ask, where is the relationship at? And what I'm getting here is the Three of Swords, the Page of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Five of Swords. So just off the bat, looking at the reading, there's a lot of swords in the reading. There's a lot of thinking that's happening right now, but also slowly, what I'm seeing is that so at the moment, in the present moment, there's not a lot of wands. There's not a lot of, it's more around the feeling. In the past, it was definitely a lot more around the feeling, and now it's more around the thinking. But we've got quite a lot of major arcana cards in here, which are archetypal theme cards that are about big, bold moves. So, for instance, we have the High Priestess, which really shows your instincts and your sense of something not being right about this relationship that is a burden for you, and that there's some kind of death that needs to happen, whether it's an ego death or a change in the relationship, or whether it's the relationship actually ending. I'm seeing that over there. And then we've also got the Devil card, as I mentioned, and we've also got the Tower card, which is about this breakdown, this crumbling that will start happening in the near future. So once again, coming back to it, I asked, what is this relationship? Where is it at? And unfortunately, it's at a place of heartbreak at the moment, of loss. Maybe there's even some kind of betrayal in there. I am seeing the outcome of struggle, and it's the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is not a nice card to receive, just because it really indicates that something has really been damaged. And as you can see, that person is dead. They're not getting up again. And there's a new dawn breaking, and we know that the dark night of the storm is passing. but that deadness is dead. So I'm seeing that in the future, and I'm seeing that there's this period of painful struggle. It could also be around the finances, but it's quite a struggle, and it really challenges you to step into a higher place. It's asking for some kind of rebirth, for some kind of transformation within yourself, some kind of accountability. You know, what was this relationship about for me? What was it trying to show me and to teach me? What about this relationship can be my teacher, where I can take responsibility, forgive, let go, and make sure that in the future I enter into something that serves me better and is healthier because I've made more discerning decisions around it. So coming back to this, the heartbreak right now, which is where it's at, there's this message of there's this need for some kind of freedom from it by moving away and walking away, letting it go. This relationship is no longer fun. It once was. It once had a lot of abundance and potential, because we do have the love card here, and you know, we do have the Ace of Pentacles representing the relationship, and then of course it talks about this Ace of Swords in the present moment, the changing of the perception and the perspective and the way of seeing the relationship, which is crossed by the Nine of Cups, which is the happiness from the past. So I can see here that this pain that is in the relationship right now, it's about moving away from that, finding a new level of freedom for yourself, a new level of independence and adventure. And so, coming back to the outcome, I have the Chariot card. The Chariot card is about power and will. It's about managing two horses that potentially want to go in opposite directions, and managing them so that they move forward together in the same direction. And it's really about, in this case, the mind versus the heart, managing these elements with regards to this ending. And I'm like I said, I'm seeing there's a period of painful struggle as a result of this ending, and it's really calling you to step into a higher place within yourself so that you can meet this inner strength, which will allow the intensity of where this breakup potentially can take you to create a new beginning for yourself, where you can invest in your happiness again and allow the stalemate and the ending of the relationship to be what it is. So it's almost like the relationship itself, the breakup, is so powerful in its ability to crack our hearts open, to allow ourselves to understand ourselves so much better, and to see through layers of illusion that we carry and bring to relationships that we hadn't seen before. And this is the power of going through a breakup, albeit painful. It's a journey and a teacher medicine nevertheless. So yes, I do see you coming back to your power, coming back to your independence, and coming back to happiness. And again, I do see what is needed right now is to find some kind of balance with your emotions and the ending of the relationship in order to walk away. In order to walk away from this relationship that is now unhealthy for you, because there's still some kind of bondage or addiction to it. So if for some of you it's your addiction to the relationship, for others, for other Virgos, it may be the other person. They're dependent on you, and it's not allowing you to expand. So there's a codependency. Perhaps it's financial, perhaps it's emotional, and that may explain what this past is about, where you were offering maybe to take care of them or to be responsible for them. Maybe you're a little bit older, Virgo, And maybe it's not about that. Maybe it's just about your loss and not wanting to quite let go of the relationship. So it could be any of those scenarios. All right, so I've got a few cards that I picked over here for the Osho reading. And the Osho cards are really beautiful because they give a more sort of Eastern philosophy perspective. And in this case, we've got 3 cards, and it's abundance and fighting and the creator. So yeah, the fighting that's happening right now is it's just showing, I don't know if you can see that, but it's showing how it is that you and your partner, but let's focus on you, are triggered by this relationship, or are triggered by the partnership. And you know, this is what relationships are about. They're there to reflect unseen aspects of ourselves back to us, and this happens through the trigger. But the aim is to learn to move through past the trigger, to no longer be triggered by the other, because that wound that was there, that was so easily poked at, dissolves. And how else do we do that other than going through breakups and allowing ourselves to feel the pain of what that original wound was about that was being triggered? Okay. Then I get the abundance card, which is a very beautiful card. It's just this so colorful, and it's abundant, and it's about, and then the next card is the creator card. So I don't know if you can see these. Let me try and bring it close up to the camera. So yeah, the seriousness of what's going on for you right now is ready to be replaced by living life more abundantly, living life in a deeper way. And how best to do that other than to connect to your power again and to become the creator, and the creator that knows what he wants and is able to bring it into fruition, and to be able to be clear on what it is that you want and make it happen. So with regards to this breakup, the last Osho card that I'm getting is moment to moment, and what it's saying is, as you go through this process, just take it step by step. It goes through stages. Just go step by step. You don't have to be in bliss and happiness, you know, immediately. Just allow yourself to go through the transition. Okay, so yeah, there's nervousness around the path, and the relationship ending. I sense that there was also something around this relationship that was not entirely honest. Perhaps there was some kind of sexual element, sexual deception around power. Perhaps gave you it gave you a boost, you know, in terms of power, or perhaps you're not fully present in terms of your sexuality with your partner, or your partner is not fully present with you. So there's some kind of compromise around sexuality that I'm seeing is happening at the moment, and it's not honest. Okay, so then the last thing that I wanted to read out to you is a love oracle card, and it says, do not expect your spouse to expose every hidden corner of his or her essence to you. Total sharing is not what will make you a better couple. It will only enhance a feeling of captivity in the relationship and loss of self due to total assimilation. So that could be either you, or it could be your partner. If there is some kind of dishonesty around sexuality that's happening. And yeah, make of that whatever you wish. However you wish to interpret that, it's up to you. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. If you want to go deeper with this, my email address is in the description box. And please like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click the ringing the bell so that you get notified. And I'll be back here again next week with another reading for you, so be sure to keep your eyes on me. And if you want to leave any comments, I would appreciate that. I'd love to hear what you have to say and feel and think. So thank you, Virgo, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.